Good afternoon, all. I am audible, and can you see the screen, which are given viruses and fungi? So we are completed unit first in last lecture. Also, Kengar sir taking unit second. Now this part of unit third, my morphology, structure, classification, and combination of or various parts of viruses and fungi. In this lecture, we are study different classification or in detail viruses and fungi. Okay, so see what is viruses. So viruses, it is depending on one's viewpoint. Viruses may be regarded as a complex aggregates of non-living chemicals or very simple microbes, living microbes. Okay, so viruses, it is nothing but it is complex aggregate of non-living chemicals or a simple living microbe, but it is structure having the complex in. It is not placed in any kingdom. Okay, so viruses does not consist of any kingdom. They are not composed of cell, or they are incapable of growth without a host cell. So growing the viruses, they need one host for grow it. Okay, without host they are not growing it. They are non-cellular genetic elements that use a living cell for their replication and have an extracellular state. Okay, so it is a non-cellular structure, so they are not no need any cell. So it is you use of living cell, they are replicated 1s2 and 2s4. Okay, and it is having the extracellular state. Viruses are ultramicroscopic particles containing nucleic acid surrounded by protein and in some cases other macromolecular components such as a membrane like envelope. Okay, so if you are giving structure of viruses, so viruses structure, it is the ultra microscopic particle. They are not seen in visible. Okay, also it is a protein molecule which contains nucleic acid and it is surrounded by the micromolecule components membrane, and it is known as the envelope. That viruses particle, it is also known as the viron, and the viron is metabolically inert and does not grow or carry on a respiratory or biosynthetic function. Okay, there are no technical names for viruses. So these are the life cycle of virus. See, they are having the yeah, four stage of life cycle of viruses. First, adsorption. Second, penetration. Third one, latent phase, and fourth one, lysis. Okay. So in the first state, the viruses get absorbed by the cell or injected by the cell. Okay, after absorbing that virus molecule, they get penetration. Okay, they form second stage, that is the penetration. So that virus is attached to the cell and that injecting nucleic acid into the cell, and the capsid left outside the cell. So penetrate, it is nothing but the viruses at the stage virus going to insert into the that cell. Okay, so that outer part it is known as the capsid. Okay, third one phase, that is the latent phase. In that phase virus multiplies its nucleic acid using materials from the host cell. Okay, so viruses, it is already depending on the host cell, so they are taking help that host cell and they are doing the multiplies. Okay, and that phase it is known as the latent phase. And last one, that is the lysis. In that lysis phase, that protein coats from around the strand of nucleic acid, and then that cell releases viruses. Okay, and this is the last stage. In that stage the viruses is fully developed. Okay, and that viruses is coated by the protein coat from the around the strand of nucleic acid. After that coating, that cell is going to release that viruses throughout the body. So this is in that four stages that viruses is going to grow. Firstly, they adsorb by the cell. Second, they are insert or enters into the body cell. This is known as the penetration. After penetration or after inserting that body, they are going to multiplies okay, with their nucleic acid or number of viruses. After multiplication, at the last stage the lysis process is occur. In that lysis process, that virus is going to coat protein coats from the around the strand of the nucleic acid, which nucleic acid multiplies by the protein. Okay, and after coating they are going to release of viruses. Okay, so every viruses they are having this four step life cycle. Okay, first one adsorption, second one penetration, third one latent phase, and fourth one lysis. So now we are going to study virus structure and their replication. So see, viruses vary in size and shape. So it is the smallest about the 0.02 micrometer and largest about the 0.3 micrometer. So some of the example, that polioviruses, it is the smallest example of the virus, and the smallpox, it is the largest example of the virus. Certain viruses contain RNA while other viruses having DNA. The nucleic acid portion of the viruses, it is known as the genome. The genome of the viruses is surrounded by the protein coat, and that protein coat it is known as the capsid, which is formed from a number of individual protein molecules, and this is known as the capsomers. Okay, this is known as the capsomers. The combination of genome and capsid is called as the viral nucleocapsid. Okay, so combination of your nucleic acid portion and the surrounded protein coat. So both of that combination, it is known as the nucleocapsid, combination of nucleic acid and the membrane of protein. Okay, some kinds of viruses contain envelopes. Okay, encloses the nucleocapsid. The envelope contain viral specified protein that make it unique, that is exherbs, chickenpox, infectious mononucleosis. Okay, so these are the example where envelope are contained, and that envelope consists of viral specified proteins. Okay, So this is the this makes that viruses unique. The nucleocapsid of the virus is constructed according to certain symmetrical patterns. So some examples of that nucleocapsid of virus constructed. Okay, patterns of some of the example. Rabies is a helicals. Okay, it having the lone rods with their three capsid as hollow cylindrical surrounding nucleic acid. Okay, these are the one of the example of viruses. Okay, rabies. Second one, polio and head colds. It having the icosahedral symmetry, meaning the capsid is composed of 20 faces, each shaped as a equilateral triangle. Okay. In the first slide, we are taking the icohedral symmetric structure. Okay. See. Okay. So this is the structure. It is known as the ixohedral symmetric. So they are having the number of triangles. Okay. 20 faces, and that faces it is the having the equilateral triangles. Okay, sorry, this is on there no having the singles. Third one, polyhedral viruses, that is the adenoviruses such as herpes. These are the having the many sides. Okay, so see, first one, polyhedral. This is the cubicle and it is known as the adenoviruses. Second one, helical. They're the spiral cylindrals. Example, tobacco viruses. Third one, complexes. That is the tadpole-like and it is known as the bacteriophage. Okay, see, this is the rabies structure. This is that is known as the ribonucleoprotein, and this is the polyhedral structure. That projection from the envelope are known as spike, which sometimes help the virus attach to the host cell. X-aids. Bacteriophage are viruses that multiply within the bacteria during viral replication. A virus is induced a living host cell to synthesize the essential components for the synthesis of new viral particles. So steps of viral replication include: first one, attachment. Virus absorb to susceptible host cell. Penetration of viruses or viral genome in the cell. Replication, protein capsid is stripped away from the genome and the genome is freed in the cell cytoplasm. Next one, assemble. Once the viral genome and capsomes have been synthesized, they are assembled to form new virons. After the assembling is completed, the virons are ready to be released into the environment. And last one, release of a new viral particle where its ex-host cell may become exhausted. The released viron, if the host cell experience dead, then it is the called as lytic cell of reproduction. Okay, so this is the life cycle of virus. Also, it is the step of viral replication. How viruses are replicated. Okay, so both are the life cycle of viruses, and these steps are same. Some in the attachment they are having the adsorption of in the life cycle. That replication, it is known as the latent phase. Okay, in the life cycle of viruses. And last one, lysis phase, to assemble and release, it is combined step, it is known as the lysis step. Okay, in the life cycle of viruses. Don't get okay. Combine to each other, or okay. So if I see here, lysogenic cycle, certain viruses remain active within their host cell for a long period without replicating. That viruses, it is called as temperate viruses or proviruses, because they do not bring death to the host immediately. Okay, so some having the viruses remain active within the host cell. In that condition, they are not host not dead. Okay, host range, it is refers to the spectrum of host cell in which a virus can multiply. In the animal viruses, bacterial viruses, and the plant viruses, viruses can only infect certain species in each range. Next point, that is the taxonomy of viruses. Classification of viruses, this is based on the type of nucleic acid, morphological class, size of capsid, and the number of capsomers. Other consideration includes viruses susceptibility to microbial control agent, immunological properties, site of multiplication, and the method of transmission. So viral magenta viruses are generally too small to be seen under the light microscope, and thus to determine their number of in terms of detectability effects on the host cell. Viruses infectious unit are expressed per volume of fluid. Okay, so see, there have two types of classification. First one, classification on the based on the their type. In the type, their nucleic acid, type of nucleic acid, on the basis of morphological class, on the basis of size of capsid, and on the basis of number of capsomers. And the other consideration, virus susceptibility to microbial count agent, immunological properties, site of multiplication, and the method of transformation. So taxonomy, it is nothing but the classification of the viruses. So how it is measured virus? So viruses are generally too small to be seen under the light microscope, thus to be determined their number in terms of detectable effects on the host cell. Virus infectious units are expressed per volume of fluid. Okay, so it is determined the expressed in the per volume of fluid. Got it? So next part, that is the fungi. So it includes several thousand of species of eukaryotic pores bearing organisms that obtain simple organic compounds by absorption. Okay, they have no chlorophyll and reproduce by the both sexual and the asexual means. The study of fungi is called mycology, and the fungal disease, it is called as the mycosis. Together with the bacteria, fungi are the major decomposer of organic material in the soil. Okay, see, this is the one image which represent the food fungus. Okay, karate. So in that image, we are see the type of fungal. Okay, so first, second, and three. In that only this is two types of fungus. This is not type of fungus. Okay, so we are seeing the environment. Okay, okay, number of. So two major groups of organism make up fungi. First one, filamentous fungi called molds, unicellular fungi called the yeast. We are already see in the introduction of microbiology that topic. Okay, structure and physiology. There is considerable variation in the structure and size of fungi. Mold consists of long branching filamentous of cell called a hyphae. The visible hyphae mat is called as mycelium. Yeast are microscopic unicellular fungi that reproduces asexually by budding. Some species of fungi have the ability to shift from yeast form to the mold form and vice versa. These fungi are called as dimorphic. Okay. Those are converted to the yeast to mold and mold to yeast. Then that fungi it is known as the dimorphic. Okay. Okay, see, many fungal pathogens exist in the body in the yeast form but revert to the mold form in the lab. Okay, reproduction in the yeast usually involves spores. Asexual pores may also be formed within the sac, in which case they are called sporancio, sporanthiospores. Most fungi grow best where there is a rich supply of organic and most being saprophytic. Okay. Most fungi grow best at an acidic pH of about 5 and the temperature 25 degrees Celsius. However, pathogenic fungi grow best at temperature 30 degrees Celsius. Okay. 37 degrees Celsius. Okay. Fungi store glycogen for their energy needs and are aerobic except for the fermentation yeast that grow in the both aerobic and the anaerobic conditions. A sexual reproduction occurs in the fungi when spores form by mitosis, and sexual reproduction allows for compatible nuclei to unite within the mycelium and form sexual pores. Okay, so in that two types of reproduction, it consists sexual and asexual. If you are see the temperature variation, so it is fungi is grow in the acidic pH about 5 and it is if having simple fungi it is grow in the 25 degrees Celsius at room temperature, and if having the pathogenic fungi it is grow at the 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, so those fungi grow in the environment, they are susceptible to the room temperature, and those fungi who are grow in our surface body surface or in our body in the body, okay, that fungi it is grow in between the 37 degrees Celsius. So mostly fungi having the glycogen storage, and that glycogen give the energy, those having the aerobic fungi. And if you are see the yeast, fermentation yeast, it is growth in the aerobic and the anaerobic condition. And the if fungi is asexual reproduction, then they are having the Puer's form, okay, by the mitosis. And they are, if having the sexual reproduction, that avails the compatible nuclei to unite and the within the mycelium and then form the sexual pores. Okay. Classification of fungi. Fungal pores are important in the identification of the fungus since the pores are unique in the shape, color and the size. So they are divided into two types. First one, division zygomycota and the division acycomycota. Okay, acycomycota. So first, division zygomycota produce sexual spores. It is known as zygospore, as well as sexual spirogenesis, genesiopores. Example, rhizospus. It is found on fruits, vegetables, and breads. Okay. Second one, division Acycomycota. It is they form their sexual pores within the sac. It is called as ascus, and it is called as sac fungi. Included powdery mildews and the fungi that causes Dutch elm disease and the Saccharomyces, that is fermentation yeast. Okay. So division Acycova, it is only in the sexual reproduction, and Zygomycota it in both sexual as well as asexual reproduction. Third one, division Basidomycota. They are called as basidomycetes or the club fungi because a club-shaped structure called a basidium is formed after sexual reproduction. The spore are called as basidospore. The fruiting bodies are called as basidocarps. Eggs of basidocarps is mushroom. Example of basidocarps is mushroom. One of the organism of maningtines is the basidomycete. The Cryptococcus neoforms and the mushroom amenta is poisonous to the human. Okay, so these are two fungi, that is the Cryptococcus neoformans and the mushroom amenta. It is the poisonous to the human. Fourth one, division, that is the division Deuteromycota. Okay, it is a lack known sexual cycle of reproduction and are said to be imperfect. When its sexual cycle is discovered, a fungus form. This division is usually reclassified. Example, athlete's foot and ringworms. Okay. So this is the fourth class, that is the division Deuteromycota. In that, slime mold have the characteristic of both mold and protozoa. The amoeba stage is called as plasmodium, which has the many nuclei. The amoeba stage ends when the plasmodium matures and or encounters a harsh environment. And second, water molds belong to the group known as the Omycetes. They resemble other fungi because they have the branched filaments and the form spore. Certain water moles, parasites, fish, Okay, so these are the four class of the fungi: division Zygomycota, division Ascomycota, division Basidomycota, and division Deuteromycota. Okay, in first Zygomatica, they are having the sexual and asexual reproduction. That spore it is known as the zygospore, and in asexual, this spore it is known as the spirogenospores. Example of that division Zygomatica, that is Rhizopus. It is found in the fruit, vegetable and bread. Those fungi which grow in the fruit, vegetables, also in the bread, that is known as the rhizosperms. Okay, and this class, it is include consist of the class division Zygomycota. Second one, division Ascomycota. It having the only sexual pores, that's known as sacs. It is known as the ascus. Also, that is known as the sac fungi. Example, that watery mildews and the fungi that causes Dutch elm disease. Also, that Saccharomyces. Now this is known as the ferment. In that process, it is known as the fermentation of yeast. Third one, division Basidomycota. So it is the that is called as the basidomycetes, and also it is called as a club of fungi because they are clubbed shaped structure. It is called as basidium, and it is formed after the sexual reproduction. Okay, so in the basidium, that spore it is known as the basido, that bodies it is known as the basidocarps. And example of basidocarps, it is the mushroom. An example, that one of the organism manatees, it is the basidomycetes, or the example of that third division. Also two example, that is the Cryptococcus neoformans and the mushroom Amantia. It is a poisonous fungi to the human, and it is consists of class, that is the division Basidomycosta. Third one, division Deuteromycota. Here having the lack of sexual cycle, so it is having the asexual reproduction, and they are said to be the imperfect. When the sexual cycle discover that fungus from this division, it is the usually reclassified. So it is the example for that fourth class, that is the division Deuteromycota, that is athlete's foot and ringworm. Okay. Then mold also having the two class. Okay, slime mold and the water mold, two types. Okay, slime mold and the water mold. So slime mold, it having the characteristics of both mold and the protozoa. In that amobia stage, it is called as plasmodium, which has many nuclei. And the amoeba stage, at the end of that amoeba stage, when the plasmodium matures and that or encounters or the harass the environment. And the water mold, it is belong to a group known as the Omycetes. They reassemble other fungi because they have the branches, filaments, and the form pores. Certain water molds, parasites, fish. Okay, the example of that parasites, fish. So fungal diseases, systematic mycosis, fungal infection deep within the body and affect many tissue or and organs. Subcutaneous mycosis are the fungal infection beneath the skin. Okay, then cutaneous mycosis affect hair, nail, and skin. Superficial mycosis are the localized on hair shafts, superficial skin cell. Fourth one, opportunistic mycosis. Okay, they are caused by normal flora or the fungi that are not normally pathogenic, and this it can be infect any tissue. Okay, first subcutaneous, it is related to the skin. Okay, infection of the skin. Cutaneous, it is affect to nail, hair, and also in the skin. So if you are see, the most affected part of body by the fungi, it is our body skin. Okay, then they are going to hair, nail,